All right, the purpose of this video is to show the student experience when it comes to using Khan Academy. So here's one of the students we created in the Algebra 1 class. We'll sign in here. All right, so they're greeted with the Khan Academy welcome, agreeing to terms, service, and privacy policy. All right, as you can see right here, under his name, we can first click on profile. This welcomes you to the profile page. We can show them around, so they'll click on this. Here's an avatar, so when they click on this, when they practice different skills and earn more points, they'll unlock different avatars that they can customize as far as the background color and different characters. This will show them their progress as far as what the skills they've been practicing and how well they've been doing. Also, when they master skills, they'll earn badges. So this is kind of a fun way to keep students engaged and promoting them to interact with Khan Academy practice. Projects, they'll be able to create, whether it's word problems or things like coding. If they're interested in coding, they can create projects to work on with different people. All right, so that kind of wraps up what they're seeing on their profile. Obviously, since this person is their first time logging in, there's nothing much here. You can see all the different badges you can unlock depending on different streaks and how many energy points they're gaining. Here's the avatar I was talking about with the different characters that they can select from. You can see it tells you how can you unlock them. So this is another motivator for students to use this. All right, we can also look at progress. So you can see when they go on, since this is the first time they've making 0% progress, but you can see they're already set up with their Algebra 1 mission, so they don't have to worry about finding it. Coach recommendations. This is an easy way for them to figure out what things they need to be practicing. So in the past video you saw, as a teacher, you log in and send different assignments to them. This is how a student can access it through the coach recommendations. Different videos, they can see it. This will log all videos they watch. This logs their activity. And a focus will, since Khan Academy with the math missions, they're adaptable to the student's ability. Khan Academy will also offer recommendations as far as what they need to practice. So then if we go to the top, we see here there's the little notification bubble 7. So when they log in, they'll see the notifications, so they'll see, oh, here are all my recommendations. You'll see your coach, Brendan Hamilton. So let's say we want to practice the one-step addition and subtraction equations. So this is what it will look like visually for them. So you have a problem here, so they can start solving. So you see that thing a little goes off and it'll be like, correct, next question. All right, but let's say if they're having trouble, you can see here, stuck, these things might help. Don't worry, you won't lose a streak because the goal here is to get 5 in a row. So they can watch different videos. So if they're not sure on how to do it, so they could watch a quick video. This also earns them energy points, so it's not like they're losing points just because they need help practicing. These tutorials are very helpful and engaging as far as how thorough they are in explaining the concepts as far as the meaning behind it as well as the strategies to solve. All right, so then using that, they can go back to the problem and solve it. Another great thing they have here is a scratch pad. So if they need to show some work. So if they want to set up their equation, a little bit hard with the mouse pad, but so just shows how they can use it. So for the answer here, turn the scratch pad off. All right. Also, if they're still having trouble and these videos didn't work, they can always get a hint. Okay, and that little light bulb comes up. So it gives you different steps, like, all right, subtract 14 from both sides. All right, so that might be just be enough for this student. Let's say that is enough for them. Get another hint. And then it will actually give the student the answer. So rather than just giving practice problems, it also acts as an online tutor, allowing them to get some practice, but also if they need extra help. Definitely beneficial since they can access this at any point from anywhere as long as there's an internet connection. Okay, just gonna do two more, wrap this up and move on. Okay, so after they complete this, they can see right here, awesome, show points. This shows how many energy points in their achievements so that they can see how they've also earned some badges, unlock some new avatars, so that's pretty great. All right, so then that's how the recommendations work. They can go back to notifications. They'll see, like, we'll again notify them that they've earned badges. All right, the next thing I want to show is how the missions work. So click on algebra. They can find their classes. Here's algebra 1. They can also access this from their profile. One of the notifications also said that whenever the teacher creates a class, they recommend them that they start the mission. So you can see right here, the Algebra 1 mission. So you can start the mission from there as well. So the way the mission works is, I mentioned it earlier, it's adaptable to the student's ability. So they always start with a warm-up, and then as they practice skills, gets added to the mission, and then that tracks their progress as well. So we can start with warm-up. So they'll be given problems that start from topics before the Algebra 1 course, as well as ones that are above to kind of gauge where the student is, and then it will adapt from there. So we'll kind of see how it goes when it goes back and forth as far as students getting some right and some wrong. All right, you can also use the hints here. These are always relevant questions because they are kind of prerequisites for an Algebra 1 course as well. Things like simplifying fractions are kind of the foundations of it. You can see how far the hints can go for them. Last hint always gives the answer, but you can see how these links can take them to a different lesson to figure out more if they need some more information about topics just like simplifying fractions. Another thing here too is I haven't learned this yet, so since it is adaptable, it kind of gauges where they're at. So if it comes up something they haven't learned, they can click this without hurting their progress. All right, so at the end of each mission, it shows their progress as far as the ordering rational numbers. Still looks like you need some practice as far as order of operations and things like that. It goes up from needs practice to level 4. We'll explore more of that when it gets to the teacher side of progress monitoring. So now, since they have practiced some, they'll be given different tests here. So again, here's the next step, one-step addition with fractions and decimals, since it's progressing from the one step with whole numbers. So you can see here the Mastery Challenge is available every 16 hours or so. But if they complete more skills, the Mastery Challenge will then unlock, and it will be more related to these skills practiced. This kind of sums up the student experience. The next video will show how a teacher can now monitor the progress, taking all the data from the student experience to applying it to their own classroom.